Hello, good evening. Today it's nearly 9 p.m. in the evening on the 14th of July 2022. I just prepared a nice cup of coffee. So, first a nice sip. I love coffee. Coffee, even past midnight in the evening, I still love coffee. All the day, throughout the day. That's very nice. I roll my own tobacco. It's a bit cheaper than cigarettes. And it takes some time to finish a package. When smoking cigarettes, I don't like that. I don't like cigarettes. Mm. Ba- ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. I was sitting in front of my computer, laptop, wrote some new material, so I'll talk about that in a bit. But first, I want to talk about that I read all of my 5 ebooks I put online on Amazon. That has been a while actually since I last read them. I do like them, but with some certain things, I'm still inside of the books too much. So not with I can't read it with a fresh mindset in a way. So we'll have to see how that will go in the future, because other people have to judge my work in a way. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I don't know. But I do want to talk about the inside of myself. From the mind, the soul, and the afterlife. From being chronic psychotic in a way. What is the vision from people on the afterlife? Many people don't believe in that, but I do know that it's true. And many people also get lost a bit with certain books. I can understand that well. But because I was psychotic all the time, I lived in reality. I didn't live in reality in a way. I lived in fantasy worlds all the time. And I'm trying to pinpoint that down in my stories I write online. So when reading them, it's like, hey, I was talking about this or that. Mostly a couple of days later, that I understand what I was talking or writing about. But also in the arts, about the afterlife and about psychosis, different times. But I did notice that I can draw and paint anytime I want to, even though I am off track sometimes. I can always draw and paint. But in the beginning, when I started with the artwork I'm still making, I wanted to have as much reality inside of my paintings and drawings as possible. Um, and yeah, I succeeded in that in a way. So I want to continue on that road, um, to explain myself, and that God is real and reincarnation is real. You know, I know not everyone believes in that, but like I said, for me, it's 100% true. Like I said, I did a lot of research. So I'm trying to tell my stories so that other people uh, might have a look, like peeking inside my brain, picking my brain a bit about being delusional, but also about the afterlife and reincarnation and God. Reincarnation, it's really beautiful. It's a big world out of there. And I think that's really beautiful. I can't stop about it because I don't talk about it with many people in my surroundings. So I try to do that online, with like minded people who are interested in that. I think that's a good thing. I really do. I really do. Mhm. The mind and the soul and the afterlife, I think that's really important. So even though when I was psychotic and I lived in fantasy worlds all the time, there was a way out. And I like that, because back then I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I was lost, you know. Every step I could put on the chessboard was delusional. I was really that delusional. Hallucinating. I remember when being in the city of Amsterdam, walking through the park or through the city, that I couldn't. I couldn't do anything at all. Also with Art Academy, I couldn't. I was that lost. Now we're many, many years late, further ahead in time. And back then, when I was being hospitalized around 2005, they told me it will take at least 10 years. And I thought to myself, that's not gonna happen. But it did. I have to admit that it was really a tough time. And that's why I'm talking about it. you know. So even though I'm lost within myself sometimes, when seeing it back, it's like I said, that's what I mean, you know. Like I said in earlier vlogs, um, about the mind and the soul and the weird interactions that are possible, you know. I'm happy nowadays. And it's not that I smile a lot, but you know, I was really delusional, and I really it took me many years to get back on track again. So it has to be some worth something, you know. So even if other people might have benefits from my stories, that's okay, you know. I mean, that's great. That is really great. It really is. It really is. I'm still not there yet, but like I always say, it's getting better every day. So, and I think that's good. That's a good thing. So, other things I read, I'm listening to music, of course, mostly about bands from the past, like Billy Joel, Soundgarden, Chris Cornell. Damn, really great artists. Unfortunately, Chris Cornell passed already over. He committed suicide. His first album, Euphoria Morning, is really great one, actually. So I would say check it out. Alrighty. Still having my smoke. Mm. So, mm, mm. It's a good day. It's a bit hot in the Netherlands, above the 25 degrees Celsius. Somewhere this weekend, it will be even more hot, or hotter, around the 30 degrees Celsius. So that's not a bad thing. I like the seasons, and summer is always a good one, you know. I hope I don't bother you guys with smoking. I just want to talk out loud, actually, and read from my diary. But, you know, is it good enough? That's the thing, you know. I think life is really beautiful and that we should help each other out every now and then. So sometimes you're delusional and sometimes you're on track. And because I was on a delusion, I was inside delusions all the time. I've learned to see real reality, you know. That's why I'm talking about reincarnation big time. I really believe that it's true. And for someone to see the visions from reincarnation cycles, that means we're all reincarnated souls. So even if you don't believe me, I still believe that you are reincarnated as well. You know, and within the next 2 or 3 lives, we will change big time. It's also called the age of Christ. We will grow massively in spiritual awareness. And I think that's really beautiful. So I talk about it in my own way. Like I said, from being delusional to the afterlife. I'm doing that for many years already. You know, and yeah, because of that, it's making it worthwhile. So mm, ah, I'm really enjoying myself at the moment. Smoke some coffee with it. Ah, so let's shall we start then? It's nearly 9 minutes already. So if you're still here, cool. Mm, I will put it out. One last sip. Mm. Alrighty. So here we go. Earlier on this month, I visited my therapist. We had a nice conversation about my illness. I'm still not there yet. He also talked about me being scared about life in a way. Really sensitive. That is correct. Too much inside turmoil. I had an easy couple of days. On Sunday, I first had dinner, a great sea bass from the oven. Afterwards, I cycled to a venue downtown called the Joseph. There was a musical evening with many great musicians called the Top 2000. There were 2 bands actually, and they performed around 5 songs each before rotating. Songs from the Beatles, Coldplay, ELO, the Rolling Stones, Queen, Paul Simon, and David Bowie passed by, sung by male and female singers. Damn, they were really good. I sat at the bar and had a great spot actually. First some sodas and in the end some red wine with a glass of water on the side. They even had some great small dishes in between, like bitterballen, smoked eel, and satay with peanut butter sauce. I really enjoyed myself. I stayed until the end, and then it was time for me to go home. In the last two vlogs, I gave some copies away from my ebooks. First, I gave away 6 books, mostly from A Pharaoh's Guiding. With the second promotion, I also gave away 6 books, but then from my latest book, New Milestones. Really curious what you think of them. I'm reading them again in the last couple of days. The question is, are they good enough? I'm still inside of them a lot. I need some distance first, I guess. When reading them, I would love to ask you if you can give me a star and or comment on the Amazon site. In that way, more people might want to read my books as well. I did some grocery shopping the other day. I visited my uncle as well, reading the local newspaper and watching some Tour de France at home. At home in the evening, I watched The Boys again. I am halfway the third season already. Think it's a great series, getting better with every episode, about superheroes and their dark sides in life. I had a great sleep, did my internet routines, the news, and other things. I got a link from my eldest brother with the crowdfunding for a new comic book in which he participates. I will order a copy soon. Many great artists participate, and it is called Wildcat Anthology on Indiegogo.com. I will put a link down below, so please check them out. The crowdfunding is online for a good 10 days or so. I got some coffee cups, a large package of 100 cups, so I'm good for a while. I didn't drink much in the last couple of days because I was out. Okay, here it goes. Some thoughts about the mind. Some thoughts about the mind. I'm really sensitive, thinking inside the box, and that every thought blows up from the inside to the outside for everyone to see. Lost within gradations of time, reflecting several thoughts inside these boxes, every box on its own. That is strange to encounter. What am I talking about actually? The deeper things about life pop up as well, but also things about strange and bad thoughts and or feelings. These are more on the surface, so to speak. It isn't being psychotic as I used to have. Back then I was lost all the time, within turmoil. The same structures all over again, only inside madness. It's mostly about reality. What is reality? I've come a long way. When being inside an episode, it is tough to encounter with madness projecting on each other. Too tight inside of it. I'm searching through my mind and feelings, but also about the afterlife. That gives me rest, so to speak. Because of that, I could let go of the madness, because universal love is still there. Not saying that it's easy, though. I've learned about the afterlife and reincarnation big time. That is always the outcome in my vision. Sure, many people don't agree with me, but that is each for his or her own. For me, it is 100% reality, the truth. To learn to see the differences from a psychotic mind and universal love is a blessing. What is the universe? Yes, also the mind. How deep do they go? Boundaries again. Mostly when sitting with people, my mind does weird tricks on me. It is only a thought, only a feeling. When is it sanity and when is it insanity? How far do these boundaries go? Losing touch within yourself. Feelings from past lives pass by. Some you don't know about mostly. New structures being built upon the past of these lives. The inner core from that time passes by sometimes, just saying hello. Building new societies out of the inner feelings from the higher spheres. The structures that used to fit don't fit anymore. And we need to look past these feelings and structures. New horizons appear in front of us. Time to move on. Learning the truth about this life and others. Building upon the cycles of reincarnation. Different times. Starting all over with a new life. Male and female divided. Then the last piece. Because I was inside madness all the time, I lost my own inner feelings. How do they reflect on each other? Madness inside madness inside madness. Letting go of them eventually, turning it upside down, that is important. Eventually, you can't communicate with other people because you're inside the madness all the time. Too deep inside myself. Again, the Rasta effect, mirroring the camera inside turmoil as insanity or reality. How do you project these inner feelings on the outside? Reality check again. Strange, isn't it? I'm still learning. Because of that, I've learned that the afterlife, reincarnation, and traveling to other planets with your twin soul are real. Learning the inside better throughout time. Now it is time to learn about my single thoughts that don't fit me. To let go. Nonsense. Not everything is real. You don't participate with the bad possibilities that exist in life. Like fighting inside a war really changes you. Many soldiers have a problem with that, don't want to talk about it. They are things from darker spheres, not in the universal love. Don't do things you will regret in this life, but also in future lives. It's not based upon the higher spheres. The higher spheres are the future. So why not looking into that direction? We will go all into that direction eventually. It's also called the Age of Christ. Wow, already 50 minutes. So I will keep it a small movie after the small rant I gave. So I would say have a really, really great week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.